The so-called incident at the Dyatlov Pass is considered one of the strangest and most controversial undisclosed deaths in the last century. There are many theories, and there is not a single intelligible answer. The Russians recently made a statement that they had solved the case, but is that so? Everything in order. "59 years ago in the Urals, a team of 9 ascended the mountain of the dead. Only one came down. The chilling details and inexplicable circumstances of their disappearance have become the stuff of nightmares in Hollywood fiction. The nature of the eventual discovery shocked the science community and investigators alike. The bodies had been discovered at different sites and at different times. Some had signs of severe internal trauma, others showed traces of radiation. Half the bodies were naked or wearing each other's clothes. And there was no object in the vicinity that could have caused any of that to happen, as concluded by the Soviet investigation. Theories ranged from homicidal psychosis to aliens and government experiments. The group, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, hadn't returned from their hiking trip to a Torton mountain in the winter of 1959. Later investigation showed that on February 2 the tent the party had stayed in was ripped from the inside, with its inhabitants wandering into the night wearing only the clothes they wore to bed. All of the bodies were discovered weeks later, some of them were wearing the others' clothes, soaked in high doses of radiation. Where it gets really bizarre is that some of the bodies had shown only signs of hypothermia, hence the theory on why they were naked, while others found deeper in the woods had shown signs of massive internal trauma, bleeding, fractures, and broken skulls. One member of the group, Lyudmila Dubinina, was missing her tongue. The Russians didn't know what to do with all of this and shut the investigation after finding no reason to suspect foul play. The final report from the Soviets posited that the group was killed by an unknown compelling force. What the science tells us for sure is that the 9 skiers could not have sustained their injuries from any object found in the vicinity. One of the most interesting theories revolves around a sacred cave of the local Mansi tribe, which they use for ritual sacrifice. The tribe, apparently, does not like to share the mountain with outsiders, and when the Dyatlov group allegedly robbed their sacrificial cave of its various items, hunted them down in the night and killed them. This theory, however, is more word of mouth than anything else. Others argue that the chaotic and violent deaths could have been the result of a strong and toxic moonshine-type beverage the group had procured from the local hunters. The stuff could easily have caused psychedelic hallucinations, it is believed. This would have accounted for the haphazard escape and the group's apparently inexplicable behavior. There is still the fact of the tent ripped from the inside, as well as the absence of any footprints outside the tent that did not belong to the members of the Dyatlov group. It really does appear that the group had shot out of the tent, running in different directions. The mystery of what really happened persists. However, the Russians recently made a statement that the secret of the Dyatlov group had been revealed and even made a series. The Russians are convinced or are convincing everyone that Dyatlov's group died in an avalanche. But according to available data, their version is hard to believe. What do you think could actually have happened at the Dyatlov Pass?